Attract the right man.
Yes. Okay. So this is going to be part 3. We are going to talk about things that we haven't really talked about before. We're going to go through 2 strategies specifically. These are advanced strategies. They're going to help you detach from the outcome, detach from obsessing about the wrong guy, or maybe you are dating great guys right now, but you still find yourself just getting really anxious and attached and overthinking and obsessing and maybe a little bit of fear and anxiety. Today's episode is going to help you so much. And for the new people here, what's up? I'm Natasha. I specialize in hormones, nervous system, and feminine energy. I was a former single mom, but not anymore. Now I'm married to an amazing husband.
Yeah, and I'm Coach B, former lifelong bachelor. Now, of course, married to the former single mom. So I'm going to give you the male's perspective on how to detach and attract the right man.
Yes. Okay. So why does this even matter? Well, so many people right now in relationships are struggling with, obsessing, maybe attracting the wrong guys, guys that don't step up. Maybe you are dating a great guy, but you still find yourself chasing after him. He's just not stepping up. And that can be really annoying and frustrating. Dating gets to be fun. Relationships get to be fun. Marriages get to be fun. Even if you've gone through a divorce, even if you've gone through a loss like what I went through, even if you're dating later in life, this is going to help you so much.
Yes. So definitely make sure you get your questions ready. We
Mhm.
want to go deep, answer all your questions as well. We know a lot of you ladies, this really you can really relate to this information. We want to make sure you have the answer so you're able to make the correct decision.
Okay, so let's jump into it. And just so you know, after this, go watch our part 1 and part 2 of detaching to attract your provider man, to
Mhm.
provide your healthy relationship, because you're going to love it so much. It's going to help you so much. Also, to date, we've helped over 1,000 women just this past year. We've helped over 1,000 women in the area of healing their nervous system, their hormones, their feminine energy, attract love. We've had engagements and marriages every single month. So this is
Mhm.
not just us. This is us helping women exactly like you that are just ready. You're just ready to receive that man that wants to spoil and marry
Yes.
you.
So we're going to jump right in. We're going to give you
Yeah.
the first point. You want to go ahead and get it started off?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So, one thing that's going to help you so much with detaching, and I've seen this so much, especially lately with women that we've been coaching in the Feminine Energy Academy, is you have these stories playing in your mind that you are behind, that you are running out of time. And the reason why you don't want to be playing in this urgency pattern is it's going to keep your nervous system dysregulated. So, those of you that are new and you're like, why are you talking about your nervous system? Your nervous system is what's running the show. It's that fight or flight response that for so many people has been turned on and stuck since probably childhood, right? You've seen your parents, you've seen your mom just be in that survival mode. You have been in that survival mode where you might be successful.
Yeah.
You might be gorgeous, but you are just hustling and grinding and chasing, and you don't know how to turn that mode off. And the reason why you should care, not only does this affect your health and your hormones and cause a whole bunch of hormone issues and weight issues, but you can't be in your soft magnetic feminine energy that attracts provider type men, masculine energy men, when you are in that survival mode. Because by default, when you're in survival mode, in that chasing mode, you're in masculine energy. And subconsciously, like, babe, you could literally look perfect.
Mm.
You could be the nicest woman, go to church, read your Bible, all that. We know our girls, run a business, take care of all these people. You're doing all these great things. You look good. But subconsciously, you're going to repel masculine energy men, and you're going to attract men that are in their receiving mode, they're feminine, that want to be taken care of, or younger men. Now, when you are telling yourself, you're telling your nervous system, your inner thoughts, oh my gosh, I need to get married. I'm turning 50. I'm turning 40. I'm turning 30. I haven't had kids
Mm.
yet. All these things that we tell ourselves, you are now what I call in that sperm chasing energy. You're in your masculine. You're running, chasing, have anxiety, hustling and grinding, trying to date, trying to get, that man because you feel like you're running out of time. And that is just not true.
Yeah. And another thing, when you're in that survival mode, what happens is it actually changes your decision making in a sense of
Yes.
now you're not able to think clearly because I have to get this done. I have to get married.
Yes.
I have to do this. And it puts you in position where now you're getting in relationships and situationships
Hmm.
that you kind of let your boundaries go. You put those
Yes.
boundaries down and said, okay, well, I have to settle. I have to do this. So now you're not able to make clear decisions
Hmm.
based on your love list. You're not able to make decisions based on your must, based on
Yeah.
the areas where, okay,
Yeah.
these are the non negotiables. And these are the negotiables. You start making decisions based on time, based on, okay, I'm running out of time. And that's why it's so important not to get in that survival mode
Hmm.
where, and it's mental. It's not
Yes.
just okay, you're actually, 35 and, numbers say this, but what happens is mentally you start telling yourself
Hmm.
certain things that you have to do
Hmm.
within that time frame. And we understand as you get older, it's more challenging to have kids and things like that. But mentally, you can never allow yourself to get to the point where you're in desperation or survival mode
Yeah.
because it's going to change your decision making and you're going to end up with someone just out of, I just need to be with someone.
Yeah.
And now you're going to be in even a worse situation as
Hmm.
if you would have been if you would have gone about it the correct way.
That's so good. So there's multiple reasons why you should care about this and
Hmm.
just catch yourself. I mean, you can't transform until you become aware of these
Yeah.
things, right? And so for my ladies that are like, okay, I'm in my 30s and I want to get married.
Hmm.
That was me, right? I had 4 little kids. It's okay to recognize, okay, I need to stop
Yeah.
procrastinating and get on this. And that's a healthy place to be. That's, what the Feminine Energy Academy is about, actually helping you with strategy, do your inner healing so you're ready to be a wife,
Yeah.
ready to have kids, right? That's, really, really important. But you just want to catch yourself that you're not going into that place of anxiety
Hmm.
where you feel like exactly what Coach B is talking about, where you're compromising your boundaries, you're
Yeah.
compromising your standards, you're settling, right? Because you're just like, oh, I feel like I'm running out of time, I'm running out of time. And you're dating
Mm.
with anxiety
Yeah.
like that. Who wants to date with anxiety, right? You don't have to date like that. And that's the biggest thing I want you to
Yes.
catch. And also, I want to encourage you ladies that are in your 30s or 40s that I have coached so many women in their 30s and 40s that got married in their late 30s, early 40s, had babies. Okay. Now, you do have to have some strategy around it. I mean, hormones is the biggest thing. That's why I'm a hormone coach. I help women in that area as well. But I want you to know you are not too late.
Yeah.
And then for my ladies that are in their 50s or 60s, you're not too late either. But you have to be super
Yeah.
intentional. You can't just be thinking, I'm just going to show up or I'm just going to wait around and maybe some guy will be attracted to me. It
Yes.
doesn't work like that.
Yes.
What you want to do is you want to be really intentional, have strategy, be ready to receive, but then also staying detached from that story of you're running out of time.
Yeah.
Coach B's sister got married just recently in her 50s. Okay, she was a single mom, married to a provider, energy, amazing man. They're living their best life now.
Yeah.
So you're not too late, babe.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even me getting married at 44 years
Yes.
old.
Yep.
But the thing you have to understand is men sense when you're in that energy of, okay,
Mhm.
I have to make it happen. I have to do this. The great thing I love is even in the Feminine Energy Academy, we have
Mhm.
ladies that have come in there and within 6 months are engaged
Yeah.
and have wedding dates. And it's not
Mhm.
because they look different or anything like that. A lot of times it's because they've changed their energy,
Yeah.
they've changed their mentality, they've been more intentional on, okay, I'm dating for marriage only. So
Yeah.
anything that didn't look like marriage or doesn't look like marriage, they
Yeah.
just make a decision to step away from. They're stepping
Yeah.
out of situationships that are placeholders.
Mhm.
And what it does is it blocks their husband. So they've made that decision, even going through all the
Mhm.
audios in the Feminine Energy Academy, understanding how to go about it. And not only that, understanding what type of men they're attracting, because we do
Mhm.
understand, as you get older, things change as far as what you attract. And it's so interesting, even mentioning my sister who's
Yeah.
got married at 52. She said she had a moment when she got back on the dating market
Yep.
where she realized the old person, the 20 something year old, the 30-year-old
Mhm.
didn't, and that person was different than the 50-year-old. So it's not that she couldn't
Mhm.
attract men, but she had to make adjustments on understanding what men were looking
Yeah.
for at this time. So even ladies that have been out of the game, maybe recently divorced, lost your husband, it's a different approach now if it's 20 years later
Mhm.
than when you were in the dating game 20 years ago. So understanding where you're at,
Mhm.
understanding how to approach it, and really getting that coaching and that guidance like the ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy do.
Yeah, and the reason why this is so important, ladies, especially if you want to really work on that detachment while you're dating, so you can be calm, unbothered while you're dating, is because it can bring a lot of shame.
Mm,
When you feel like you're behind,
yeah,
it brings shame and judgment. Let me know if I'm talking to anybody right now. But because I know this is something I've really had to work on. It's like, oh, because I've been through this. Oh,
yeah,
because I made this mistake. Oh, because I wasted my time
right.
here. Now you are judging yourself, which is the biggest thing that will dysregulate your nervous system. So now you're stuck in that survival mode, chasing mode, grinding mode, chasing masculine energy mode, and you're feeling like, oh, I'm behind. And then a lot of times these women will settle for situationships. You'll settle for situations that are not in alignment with what you deeply desire
Hmm.
because you are just ridden with guilt and shame because of your past
Yes.
experiences.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So good. So we'll jump to the second point
Yes.
and we'll revisit it, but definitely understand this is so key. And it's good we're talking about it because we talked about different levels of detachment,
Hmm.
but really going deeper in this area. A lot of our ladies that are in our comment section, a lot of the
Hmm.
ladies in the Feminine Energy
Yeah.
Academy, this is something that is the next step to get over that hump to be able to
Yeah.
position yourself for your husband.
Yes. Okay. So, number two thing that's going to help you detach so much. Now, this is, I'm going a little bit deeper with you, but I feel like you guys can handle this. And that is actually doing meditations every day.
Mm.
Meditating every day. When you meditate, when I talk about meditate, I'm not talking about you're just like, like, what we see a lot of people doing. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is actually being super intentional
Yeah.
every single day to rewire your
Yes.
nervous system and your emotions, which is your energy. Emotions are energy and motion. This is not woo woo, this is actual neuroscience, to match
Yes.
your desire. So basically, you're bringing your future reality into the present reality. You're
Yes.
walking by faith and not by sight.
Yes.
That's something that a lot of times people will say. You know it at a head knowledge, but your nervous system is doing something totally
Yes.
different. So a lot of times people will spiritually bypass, meaning you're going to church, you know your scriptures, you're saying your affirmations, you got your vision board, but it's still only at a head
Yes.
knowledge. You're still ridden with shame and guilt and anxiety and stress.
Yes.
That's how you know your nervous system is dysregulated,
Yes.
where your dominant emotions are anxiety and stress and feeling like you're hustling and grinding and all that stuff. So, one thing you have to do, and this is something I was so intentional about doing a few years ago, when I was calling in my husband, I didn't know who it was going to be at the time, but preparing myself for marriage, is every single day taking time to rewire my nervous
Yes.
system to feel safe and calm and regulated to attract that man. Now, the reason why this is going to help you is by default, if your nervous system is dysregulated and you're stressed all the time, you can't be in that soft, magnetic, feminine energy that men crave subconsciously. But also, what the reason why this is so important, ladies, because I've coached so many women that are now married, and right when they start dating really healthy men and the men are coming towards them, they're just spoiling them, they're talking about marriage. If your nervous system is still really dysregulated, you're going to keep pushing him away. You're
Mm.
going to find things wrong with him. You're going to think he's boring. You're not even going to recognize it
Yes.
because you're just so used to playing in those old patterns.
Yes.
So, one of the best, like watching a YouTube video is not going to fix this. It will help you with awareness, but you need that daily rewiring of the nervous system, babe, to help you stay in alignment to the desires that you're calling in.
Yes. And it's so important to be able to get in a place where you're able to turn everything off mentally
Yeah.
and then be able to visualize exactly what you desire. Not only visualize, but what happens is you're able to have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't connect the feeling to it, then these are just thoughts that you have that that don't manifest themselves. But
Yeah.
being able to get to a place where you're connecting with the thoughts and you're visualizing,
Yeah.
but you're feeling that place. You're feeling being in the
Yeah.
presence of your husband. I know you talk a lot about how you would visualize and see yourself holding your husband's hand,
Yes. Yeah.
laying next to your husband.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have this is how you make things happen quicker.
Yep.
Right? It's one thing to just say, okay, I'll just continue to position myself, do all the things that we're told to do on the head knowledge
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
But when you actually connect with the feeling of it, and a lot of times you're not able to if you're just running around. You have to
Yes.
take care of the kids, you have
Yeah.
work. You don't take out 5, 10, 20 minutes
Yeah.
to just be in that place of seeing your future, of seeing the things that you're calling in. But doing that allows you to connect with it. And now this is just part of your daily life.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
as this person is comes in your life, it's going to feel so normal. It's going to feel
Yes.
so easy. And again, I'm being a man, I'm not all about the feelings, but I
Yeah.
understand connecting with the feelings, even in the area of sports,
Yeah.
playing big games. Okay, I have to get in my own corner. I have to visualize this game, visualize scoring a touchdown, visualize, scoring a basket, whatever the case is, visualize holding that trophy. These are
Mm-hmm.
all things that high achieving people do in every area of their life.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we're giving you this for relationship, but this is what high achieving people do, and this is how you get to the next level in whatever area that you're pursuing.
Yeah, exactly. And so for my ladies that are hustling, you're business owners, maybe you're a single mom, maybe you're both, like how I was, and I have ADHD. So, and I'm not even medicated anymore. I used to be medicated for it. So you could just imagine single mom,
Yeah.
4 kids, been through a whole bunch of trauma, business owner, all of these stuff, but I wanted to get married
Yeah.
again. So I had to be so intentional about blocking out time during
Hmm.
the day to rewire my nervous
Yes.
system. And one thing that helped me so much, and this is what I teach my ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy, is scripting, something
Mm.
called scripting. And that allows you, it's like literally pen to paper. And there's a very specific way I teach my girls how to do it in the Feminine Energy Academy, where it just helps align your energy to really be in that state of gratitude and receiving. Gratitude and receiving, like your reality has already happened and you can feel it in your body. It feels so good. And also, it's really important to really take time to be in this state because God wants to talk to you, right?
Yeah.
He wants to download stuff into you. He
Yeah.
wants to tell you, okay, babe, go this way. Stop doing this. There's things that God will help you do. But if you're so busy hustling and grinding and running around, even if you're going to church 5 days a week,
Yeah.
you're busy, you're saying your set prayers every day, but you're not actually just
Yes.
stopping to turn off the mind and just open yourself to receive. I mean, we're the bride. Christ calls us his bride. The bride is the receiver. We are meant to be the receivers, but most people are walking around as the heads, even women. You're walking around as a head. You think you just got to work harder, do more, perform more
Mm.
to prove your worth. And then maybe a man might fall in love with you. And
Mm.
that's not how God has created anything. So it's really rewiring our body
Yes.
to embody the feelings that it's
Yes.
already happened. And the beautiful thing about this, babe, is it's win-win.
Mm.
What will happen is not only will you start to feel detached, unbothered
Yeah.
as you move through life, he doesn't text you, you don't even
That's
notice.
so
You're
true.
not triggered, you're not overanalyzing, you're busy having fun with these other guys that are spoiling you,
Yes.
right? So not only does dating and marriage get to feel fun, but your hormones are going to be relaxed because you're not running off of adrenaline and
Mm.
cortisol anymore. Even though you think that's normal because that's all you've known and that's all your mother has known,
Mm.
it's not good for your body. It's not good for your hormones. This is why so many women have PCOS, have adrenal fatigue, have fertility issues, have perimenopause issues because they've been spending years running off of those stress hormones and you think it's normal. So it truly is win-win for you when you do the things that we teach you here and in the Feminine Energy Academy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's such a good point because not only are these keys to how you can position yourself to be able to attract your husband, but these are ways to live and ways to see
Mm.
success in all your areas. And we always talk about how, even though we're giving you information on relationship, this helps in the area of money, in the area of
Yes.
your health, and you want
Mhm.
to have good habits, good ways of approaching
Mhm.
things. And also, this is key, especially because this is more of a masculine trait, but
Yeah.
you want to have systems in place in life, systems
Yeah.
within how you approach things. And it's not about just worried about the system, but when you put those in place, they start running on autopilot when you
Yeah.
have systems in place on how to be successful in the area of relationships. And just
Mhm.
following those systems and understanding that this isn't work. It's actually you just enjoying yourself. You're really able to
Yeah.
have fun when you don't have to think. You're able to have fun when every situation that pops up, you're trying to figure out, what should I do? No, it allows you to relax when the masculine is in place, and it allows you to really be in your feminine. So it's so important that you understand that and get those systems in place around relationships, around your health, and
Mhm.
around your money specifically.
Yeah, so, so good. Yeah, by definition, you can't rest in your feminine energy if you don't have systems in place, if you
Mm,
don't have boundaries in place to help you to relax. And I
yes,
know that can sound super overwhelming, which is why we
yes,
have the Feminine Energy
yes.
Academy, because we've created those systems for you. I teach you how to, lose weight. I have 5 different hormone weight loss programs in there. We teach you, we have an entire program on dating for marriage,
Yeah.
how to rotationally date, how to date online and offline, teach you how to set up your dating profile,
Mm,
how to optimize your dating profile, how to show up on dates. We teach you how to have a healthy marriage,
mm,
right? How to be in your feminine, how to communicate with the masculine. And then, of course, in the area of money as well, I have an entire relaxed money magnet section in the Feminine Energy Academy. Why? Because all of these areas overlap with each other for women, right? They all overlap. If you're stressed and triggered and attached and over anxious in one area of your life, I guaranteed it's affecting other areas of your life. It's affecting your weight, it's affecting your hormones, it's probably affecting your money, it's affecting your relationships. Though you can't separate them, especially for women.
mm,
So by definition, you will not be able to detach,
mm.
ladies. If you're finding yourself over anxious, over triggered, running off those stress hormones in any of those areas of your life, you're not going to be able to feel relaxed and unbothered and not triggered throughout the day, be in your open receiving energy until you re regulate your nervous system.
Yes. So
Okay.
we have a few questions. We want to jump into the
Yeah, let's do it.
questions. So many good questions. We're going to start off with Bird. Bird says, "What do you say when a guy at the end of the date says right before you say goodbye? He says, 'Well, if you want to get together again, let me know.' How should I respond?" That's such a good question. So, if you're going on a date, and I'll answer it first.
Yeah, go
If
for
you're
it.
on a date with a guy and getting to know him, and he says that at the end of the date, what it really means is it's a couple of things. One is he could be in his feminine, where he's used to being chased and pursued himself. So
Mm-hmm.
he enjoyed the date, he liked you, but he's used to women chasing him, following up with him. So he needs you to follow up so he feels secure. So he feels like you really liked him. Or it could be that he might have enjoyed the date, but he might not be interested in seeing you again. It's not something that's a priority for
Mm-hmm.
him. He's like, okay, if you want to do it, let me know. But he's not taking out time to pursue you. He's not taking out time to reach out to you. And if he's doing things either way, if he's waiting on you to call or if he's not interested, that's why we tell you to rotationally date, because
Yeah.
a situation like this, the best way to go about next steps with this situation is just continue rotationally dating. Don't sleep with any of the guys, but that was a good date. Whatever you learned on that date, great. But don't even worry about it. Don't think about it. Don't reach out to him and say, okay, I want to go on a date again. No, just continue rotationally dating. And if he's interested in getting back together with you, then it's his job to reach out and then let you know. You have to be careful with it, because you don't want to start off a relationship where, even though it may seem innocent, where you're chasing him, where you're reaching out to him initially. What I always say is the communication is usually about 80-20 as far as who's initiating it.
Mm-hmm.
Men initiate the communication 80% of the time, and the women are initiating it 20. And a lot of times that's in response. So you don't want to reach out to him and let him know that you really liked him and want to see him again. Allow him to do it and continue rotationally dating.
That's so good. So there's a couple things here that could be happening as well. So one is it's because it's hard to say because we don't know how the date was for
Yeah.
you. But one thing that's really important for men is they need to know that you are receiving, that you're actually enjoying it, you're
Hmm.
actually appreciating time with them. And so depending on how you are, it might be giving off mixed messages to the man as well. This is why men sometimes are like, I don't know if you're into me or not.
Hmm.
So in that sense, it's not that you want to be like overboard with it, but just letting him know I had a really good time with you. Like just being honest, like I had a really good time with you,
Hmm.
and that's it, right? So sometimes they're just looking for that,
Hmm.
and then also kind of like what Coach B was saying is maybe he's wounded also and just needs that reassurance of you let me know, but I don't want to I don't want to put myself all the way out there, like he's struggling with that vulnerability piece. So what you want to keep doing, exactly what Coach B is saying, keep rotationally dating, but also be mindful that when you are on dates with
Yeah.
men, that you're in that energy of appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
And so they know that you're receiving their energy coming towards you. That's really important for men.
That's so good. Thanks for the question. Here and now has a question says, but what if you like one of the guys who is pursuing you, but you're also unsure if he wants to solely pursue you only? You want to go ahead and respond to that one?
Yeah. So this is why we teach our women to date the way we teach them,
Mm.
which is rotationally dating. So you're never obsessing about a guy. If you have attachment issues and you're not rotationally dating, as soon as you start talking to a guy starts talking to you, you're going to start obsessing about him only being into you. And that's not a good place for your energy to be because it's a turnoff for men. Okay. So instead, when you're rotationally dating, assume he's also doing the same thing.
Mm.
Assume he's talking to other women, right? That's okay because you're not sleeping with him. Now, if you're sleeping with him, that's what's going to make you go crazy, ladies. That's why you don't sleep with the guy.
Yes.
This is why you got to date for the purpose of marriage only. When you date for the purpose of marriage only and you're not sleeping with the guy, you're fine if he's talking to other girls. Let him talk to other
Mm.
girls. Because when you're confident and you do the stuff that we teach, even if he's talking to other girls, you're going to be the best option,
Mm.
right? And he's not going to really know that unless he's talking to other girls. So it's not a bad thing. Now, because you're rotationally dating, you're not attached to him, you're not obsessing about him. What's going to naturally happen, and Coach B can talk about this in a second, it's going to trigger him
Mm-hmm.
to want to chase you because men are competitive by nature. They're the sperm. This is actually really healthy for them in order for them to fall in love with you,
Yes.
is they need to know that other men are pursuing you. And if they know that other men are not pursuing you, you're just obsessing about the one guy,
Yeah.
you're obsessing about him, it's going to be a turnoff for
Yeah.
him.
And men can sense that energy because
Yeah.
no man wants to date a woman that no other man is pursuing. So
Hmm.
even though we get triggered in those moments, it's something that kind of stirs up the competitive side of the
Yeah.
man where it's saying, okay, I'm going to get her. I like her. Now let me go all out. Let me do what I have to do to get her. Let me win. Not
Hmm.
only win for the sake of winning, but win because I really want to be with her and I want to
Yes.
show her that it's no one else out there that's better than me. So you have to make sure that your energy isn't coming to him because if it is, he'll sense it, he'll feel it, and he'll know like, okay, I don't really have to do much for her. I'll just
Yeah.
relax. She'll reach out to me. She's
Hmm.
coming towards me. So I have the leverage in this situation. So whenever I feel like seeing her, I'll let her know she'll be available and we'll be able to do whatever I want. So it doesn't really cause him to want to commit to you when you're only focused on him in a sense of pursuing a relationship. So don't sleep with them. Don't start going overboard in those areas to really prove that you want to be with him. Just
Yeah.
continue living, continue rotationally dating, continue just
Yeah.
living your life, not reaching out to him. He's going to wonder like I did, what's going on? Of course, after she made the decision to detach from me, yeah, I think it was 6 or 8 months. Now I'm wondering, even during that time, what's going on? So when
Mhm.
I reached out to her, Now I'm reaching out with a plan. I'm not just reaching out just to check in on her. I'm just checking in to see how you're doing. I was thinking about you. I knew that wouldn't be enough because she was living her life. She was
Right.
enjoying herself. She was going out with friends, with her kids. She was going on dates. So I knew when I came back, I had to have a plan in place. So if you want him to really be triggered to pursue you,
Mhm.
just live your life. Just do the
Mhm.
things that you need to do to upgrade yourself, continue your healing journey. But don't worry about him. Don't think like this is the only man on this planet with 8 billion people.
Yeah.
This is the only man that I want to be with. No, continue to put yourself out there, get in different environments,
Mhm.
and you'll attract the right man, not just a man that you want. Because we always say, and I know I say this, I learned this from a coach. It's like always go after the people that want to be with you.
Mhm.
So only love the people that want to love you. Don't go around trying to love someone and be in a relationship with someone. Of course, as Christian, we love all people, but when it comes down to relationships, don't pursue relationships
Mhm.
with people that aren't showing the same energy that they want to be with you.
So good. I
Yeah.
mean, if I would have been chasing my husband during that time we were dating, and I was just making it so easy for him,
Yeah.
I was just like texting him, just saying, "Oh, don't worry, come see me whenever you
Yeah.
can." If he knew that he could just call me, text me anytime, and he knew I was available and I was only for him, I already know he would have been turned off.
Yeah.
I already know that. He would have been on to something else. He
Yeah.
would not have any sense of urgency. He
Hmm.
would have been building his, like, still focused on building his business back in
Hmm.
Chicago. I would not have been the
Yeah.
priority. But what really triggers that in men is knowing that you are detached. You don't have a wall up. There's a very big difference, ladies, of having a wall up. You want to still be in your warm, soft energy, receiving energy, but you have a life. You have other
Hmm.
things going on. Other men are pursuing you.
Mm.
They are not sure if you're only into them or if you're into other guys. They don't know that. Nor should they until you guys are seriously dating for marriage or have a ring on your finger.
Yes.
Yeah,
So here and now says, thanks for asking my question. I wish I came across this 2 or 3 months ago.
that's okay.
Maybe I can revert my energy.
Mhm.
I didn't start off the connection, but got excited. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's still time. Again, that goes back to what we
Yeah.
first started off talking about. You want to make sure that you're pursuing things and understanding that you want to be in certain places in life, but you don't want to be in the energy of trying to rush into something, or in the energy of, okay, I'm late. And I'm late to the party. No, that's why we have the Feminine Energy Academy, where you can jump in there, and those areas moving forward that you may have struggled with in the area of relationship and understanding how to navigate relationships. Now you're prepared moving forward. It's always easier and better to prepare for what's to come instead of trying to fix it as you're in it. So it's definitely an
Yeah.
opportunity. And right now we have a free 7-day trial, so you can jump in.
Yeah, and ladies, just to kind of give you some reassurance, I didn't do things properly the first time. Like, we didn't do things properly the first time, right? This is why we created the Feminine Energy Academy, because we did not do it the right way the
Hmm.
first time around. And so all the stuff that you're working through, I had to work through. And so during that time when I was really working myself, working on my, nervous system, my inner healing, my attachment styles, learning how to communicate with the masculine, learning how to date but staying detached, all of these things. That's why we put everything in the Feminine Energy Academy, because we know this is what women need. And during that gap phase before the man has manifested into reality, there's some inner work that you need to do. You need to become the energetic match, and there's just some practical things you need to learn as a woman, right? And so that's what really the whole Feminine Energy Academy is about, is to help you with that.
So we have Alicia, who's in our Feminine Energy Academy. She said, hey guys, much love. I've been doing the work and showing up for myself. I've been getting a lot of attention
Hmm.
in life and on social media, but I feel shame even though I'm growing my platform. Help.
Okay, I love this because we know Alicia.
Yes.
And Alicia has grown so much since she started working with us in the Feminine Energy Academy. Like, just this type of question she's asking now is so
I
different
know.
than the type of question she was asking when she first joined. And she wasn't even on social media back then. And just what I want you to know, babe, is this is that another, you're going to that next level expansion. So what this is, I've talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it again for everyone that's watching. We go through different phases and stages as you're growing and expanding and attracting people, whether you're attracting men, the husband, or whether you're attracting people for business. So the first stage is you're in hiding mode where you don't even want to show up. You don't feel good enough to show up. You have like really deep abandonment, rejection wounds, and you hide. You're in that hiding energy. So this is typically when you don't want to show up online. You don't really want to date online. A lot of times these women are holding on to weight because you're just in that hiding energy. Then you do a whole bunch of healing. And then the next stage is you finally show up, but then you start attracting all this attention. So this is when the guys are starting to give you a lot of attention. People on social media are starting to give you attention. But what happens is because you're in this new level, your nervous system doesn't feel safe. It's like dysregulated. It's like, oh my gosh, so much attention is on me, and you can feel really overwhelmed, right? And so Alicia, on Saturday, I'm not sure if you were on that call or not, but I did a whole masterclass on expanding your container to receive. So to receive the attention, to receive the money, to receive the love, the romance, we all have these like internal thermostats that are set, our subconscious minds. And part of your inner work, ladies, is expanding that container to be able to hold more love, to hold more abundance, to hold more money, to hold more attention online. So for you, if you're starting to feel like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of attention, I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I'm feeling shame, I'm feeling judgment, right? Those are the signs of a dysregulated nervous system. What you're going to do is you're going to go watch that masterclass, go rewatch that masterclass from Saturday, okay? And this whole, see, she missed it on Saturday, but you're in the FEA, so you can watch the replay. I'm going to be posting a replay today. This whole month, ladies, I'm going deep with you on expanding your containers to receive. So you can receive the amazing man, you can receive the attention online, business, clients, more cash flow in the bank account without self-sabotaging. That's what this entire month is about. Every single Saturday. So make sure you jump into the FEA. You can watch the replays. If you're watching the replay right now, you can watch the replay. Our next masterclass is going to be on Saturday, and we're going to go through expanding your containers to receive, and that one's going to be all around men and romance. And then the third week, we're going to do expanding your containers to receive, but it's going to be around cash flow, money, holding more money in your reality before you push it away or feel judgment, shame, anxiety, overwhelm, all of those things. Yeah.
Such a good question. And we have Anea as well. She says, do you recommend when a guy asks for our number, we suggest that they take ours to set the initiating onward? So when a guy asks for your number, first off, you want to make sure, and that's the right way to go about it. You don't want a guy who's just giving you his card saying, call me when you can. A guy who's like, let me put my number in there. Those type of guys want you to reach out to them first. Mainly, it's the guys that ask for your number that are bringing their energy towards you. You want to allow that, even if they text you right there and just say, okay, this is me, you still want to allow them to be the one to initiate conversation moving forward. And what it does set kind of the expectation moving forward, where it's like he understands that he's got to reach out to you. His energy has to be coming to you. But at the beginning of any type of communication, you want to set those boundaries in place. You don't have to say it like, okay, I'm in my feminine, so you need to call me. I'm not going to reach out to you. But just allow him to see it in your actions that you're responding to him, but you're not reaching out to him to see how he's doing because he wants to be with you. So that's the energy you want to take moving forward when guys are pursuing you.
So good, babe.
Yes. So we had another one as well. This is from Johanna Bullock. She said, knowing that cortisol and setting those boundaries make such a difference. Everyone wants to know what I'm doing differently. I believe she's in our Feminine Energy Academy as well. Yeah, so definitely great to see that.
And maybe I just want to touch on the cortisol thing for a second. The reason why you should care about your cortisol and your nervous system is when you've been through something. So maybe you've been through a divorce, you've been through a loss, baby daddy drama, whatever. You've been through stuff, okay? Childhood stuff. Your amygdala is like it's enlarged and it's hyper triggered. You're going to be releasing more cortisol. Your cortisol is going to actually cause the amygdala to be more triggered, and it's going to change how you view everything in life. So these are the women that, even though the guy has great intentions, you're misreading what he's saying. You're misreading, his text message. You're misreading how he's coming towards you. And it's because you have that filter on from trauma, from past relationships, from past stuff that you've been through. Or everything is going great, but you're bracing yourself for the bottom to fall out. You're bracing yourself for bad news. You're bracing yourself for him to reject you or pull away. Just catch yourself like, oh my gosh, I am playing these patterns. If you notice, babe, that you're playing in those types of patterns, that's a sign, a huge sign you need healing. Okay. And it's not anything crazy. It's just, learning how to re-regulate your nervous system, learning how to calm your hormones, everything I teach, so that you can just be calm and unbothered throughout the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a couple ladies in our Feminine Energy Academy. First, Pamela.
Hey, Pamela.
Pamela Wakefield said, Saturday's masterclass was so good. I had a major breakthrough. I'll share it in the Feminine Energy Academy. She's talking about her breakthrough. So
I
we're
love it.
looking forward to seeing. And Kentora, who actually came to our Chicago meetup.
Yeah. Hey, Kentora.
Kentora said, yes, I'm experiencing this exact situation. Men are approaching me everywhere I go, and it gets so overwhelming.
I love this, Kentora. I love this for you, Kentora. Oh my gosh, because she's another one that's been in our Feminine Energy Academy for a few months. The sweetest girl, so sweet, more quiet. But I love this because she's been doing her inner work. She's really expanded herself, changing her environment, changing her relationships. She's from Alabama, right? It was Alabama.
She's from Alabama.
Alabama. I love it. It's the sweetest, most beautiful woman. And I love seeing this. Now, just know that this is a great sign. You're attracting people. Feeling overwhelmed is a sign that you are growing and expanding. But once again, in the Feminine Energy Academy right now, we are doing that container work so that you can receive it with ease. You can receive it with peace. And so you can just feel good receiving and not push it away. So this is so, so good.
Love it. And we have Nayla says, been in a long distance relationship for 10 months and saw him 3 times in person. He is always a great time and seems so interested, but still didn't officially ask for a real relationship. I only want to date for marriage. Love you both.
Perfect. Yes. So is it Nala? Nala. I love this, babe. So once again, ladies, you got to take your power back. You cannot rely on the guy. Guys will drag their feet. My husband, man of God, such a great man, would have dragged his feet the whole time. He would have been okay with that for 10 months, see each other when we can, no real title, no real dating for marriage. That's how most men are wired. Okay. It doesn't mean that they're bad men. It's just that we as women have to be so intentional with what we are calling in. And when you have that conversation with him, you know what, hun, it's been great, but I'm going to start dating for marriage. Have a nice life. Right. Then he might pull away and fall away. Great. Now he was never meant to be your husband. He was blocking your husband. Right. And you can walk away instead of waiting 3 years from now. Or he's going to be triggered. He might go away for a little bit, like what my husband did, and then come back and be like, oh my gosh, I cannot live without you. I will do anything I need to do to marry you. And then you're engaged a few months later. Okay. So it's win-win situation for you. Ladies, do not let men drag things out for you.
Yeah, and it's so important because if it's been 10 months, he's seen you 3 times, and I don't know if you've crossed boundaries in the area of sexual, taking the relationship to a sexual place. But what happens when it's no urgency on his end? It's because no conversations have been had. It's no expectations, and not like he needs to be something, but it's about you letting him know, like my wife did, letting me know that she's looking to date for marriage only. And it looks like you're busy right now. It looks like you have a lot going on. So out of respect for you, I'm going to in this situationship or whatever it is, and I'm going to continue to pursue what I'm looking for. And saying things that way really put the onus on me. It wasn't like me looking at her like, what are you talking about? Now it's like me looking at myself, really saying, what do I want?
Mhm.
and how do I go about getting it, and do I want it with her? And
Mhm.
that'll make most healthy masculine energy men make a decision. They'll either draw closer to you or they'll separate themselves from you because they understand that this isn't something that's beneficial. It's a waste of time.
Mhm.
So making that decision, even though it may seem hard and you're
Mhm.
worried about losing him, you really like him. He's a provider energy man. He's nice looking. He's doing well for himself. All these good things. But if he's not a man who wants to get married, if things don't line up, if you don't have similar timelines, if you don't have lifestyle changes or things like that, then in the long run, it won't work. And another thing to remember as well, when you're dating long distance, if he's serious about you, he's going to start making arrangements to be closer to you, to move to the same state, or to potentially move you to him. He's going to have conversations with you about, okay, what do you feel about this? Okay, how do you feel about moving here? He's going to make sure you're taken care of
Mhm.
when you move there. And he's going to make sure that it's some title on the relationship so you don't feel lost in the situation.
Yeah.
So you're just out here wondering what's going on. He's going to make you feel safe and secure even before he makes things official, but he won't drag things out and just, he won't be a good time, but he'll be someone who's making plans to make sure you feel safe, to make sure you feel like he's the one that's pursuing you. Otherwise, it's just a situationship that he's attracted to you, but he's really not making any plans on really being with you.
Can you maybe remind the ladies how a masculine man will never leave you feeling confused?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. He
Yeah.
won't have you confused in the situation. Most healthy masculine energy men are going to make sure they establish things at an early stage within the relationship. These men are asking you to go on dates, are asking you to be exclusive to them, and they're following through on their end, but they're doing this early. If you're meeting them online, they're asking you right away to go on a date. They're asking you things right away because they want you to understand and feel, not just see, but they want you to feel protected. They want you to feel like you're really pursuing them because the ultimate goal for a healthy masculine energy man is to marry you. So he
Hmm.
wants you to feel like, okay, everything is lining up. I don't need to rotationally date. I
Yeah.
don't need this, but you continue it until you move to that stage. But he wants you to feel like it's nothing else out there. He's everything that you need. And if he's not making you feel like that 10 months later, then you have a decision to make because he's not going anywhere. Things are comfortable now. Things are just, flowing in the way that he desires them to. But if he's really pursuing you and wants to be with you, he's going to make sure you know. I don't care if he's 20 hours away by flight or if he's right next door. He's going to make you feel like you're the only one and he wants to be with you.
Hmm. So good.
Yes. So many good questions. And definitely, I love
There
the,
was. I just saw another one.
yes, I love the part you're really talking about taking your power back in those situations, in those relationships.
Hmm.
So we have Georgetta says, I have been chasing myself and absolutely no prospects. I need a new strategy.
Or maybe she meant I've been
She's been chasing. Oh,
changing myself.
I
Maybe.
thought she was saying she's been chasing like
Okay.
men and now she needs a new strategy.
Regardless, she needs
Yes.
a new strategy. Whatever she's doing is not working.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that, Georgetta, is at least you have that awareness. A lot of women don't have that awareness. The definition of insanity, doing the exact same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results.
Mm,
So that's how most women are.
yeah.
Or they think, oh, I just need to try a different dating app,
Mm,
or I just need to date a different guy. No, babe, you don't. What you need to do is work on
yes.
you, because everyone in your 3D reality is mirroring your energy. And I promise you, babe, because we have coached over 1,000 women in this last year alone in this area. When you come in and you do your energy work, meaning you do your inner healing, you work on your nervous system, also just the practical things about understanding the masculine gaze and what the masculine is attracted to physically. When you do that inner work, you will attract different types of
Mm,
men.
yes.
It's a guaranteed. I will give you a 100% guaranteed, right? That things will change when you do the stuff that we teach.
Yeah. So Lifestyle Cassie says, I told a man I'm rotationally dating for marriage, and he did not like that.
No, they're not
That's the
supposed to.
fastest I seen a man leave. So
Yeah.
men don't like it. I mean,
Yeah.
men have rosters,
Yeah.
but men don't like when a woman even looks at a man or responds. If a man says something to you and you respond back, men don't even like that. So I'm in that same category as well with those men. But one thing you have to understand, until you're in a relationship, you don't owe him anything. So he did you a favor because
Yeah.
he's at a place in his life where he's not looking from that for that,
Yeah.
and he's not looking for that from you. So you just allowed him to move
Yeah.
on quickly, because
Yeah.
this would have happened at
Yeah.
some point
Yeah.
anyway. It just happened quickly. We always say the man is either going to step up or he's going to fall away. In this situation,
Mm-hmm.
he fell away because he didn't match exactly what you were looking for, and he made the decision. So great job. It opens up and keeps you open for your husband to see you. Otherwise, you get involved in situationships that
Yeah.
aren't leading anywhere, and men don't want to connect with someone who's in a situationship with a man. Just period. So he
Yeah.
did you a favor. Thank him. Continue rotationally dating.
Exactly. This is your filtering system, ladies. We don't want to attract all men. We want to attract the right men, right? And then the right man you choose to be with. One of the biggest filtering systems I had was saying I was a mom of four
Mhm.
looking for marriage. Okay. There's going to be men that will run away as soon as they hear you're a single
Yeah.
mom. And then there's going to be men that are like, okay, I can work with that. That's
Mm.
okay. I've been wanting a family anyway. I want to be a dad. Right. And I knew because, they all mirror your energy. I didn't have this energy of, oh my gosh, I'm a mom of four. Who's
Yeah.
going to want to date and marry me? No, no, no. It was this energy of like, I'm already a whole package. I'm already a family. My kids are an asset to the right man. The right man is walking around right now and he's wishing and praying for a family. And we're going to come into his life and we're going to be an answer to his
Yeah.
prayer. It's a very different energy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing I want you girls to catch. Write this down so you do not forget this. Okay. In order to attract, I have to be willing to repel.
Mm.
In order to attract, I have to be willing to repel. Meaning, if you want to attract the right person into your life, you have to be okay with repelling the wrong people. And when the wrong guys fall away, and even if it seems like it's the most of the guys that are falling away, it's not rejection, babe.
Mm.
It's not rejection. What it's doing is that's filtering out that you are attracting the right people and the wrong people are falling away,
Yeah.
which is great for you because for most women, they're just needing that validation. So any man that gives me attention, let me just have that because I need to feel validated and feel good about myself because maybe you just went through a divorce, whatever, right? So you're attracting all these types of guys, but then you're attracting all these different types of guys,
Mm.
right? And so for a lot of women, if you haven't done your healing and you're attracting all these different types of guys and you have no filtering process, that's when you end up in a situationship, right? Because you're lonely, you need to feel that validation, you're attracted to some guy, and even though he's not ready for marriage, but then next thing you know, you're hooked on him,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, 1 year has gone by, 3 years, 5 years, 10
Yeah.
years has gone by.
Right.
Yeah.
We see it so often, but we're helping change that narrative with it.
Hmm.
And Boosted Barbie, I believe she's in the Feminine Energy Academy. I know she comments on a lot of our stuff. So welcome in. If we have older kids,
Hmm.
should you hide how many dates? Should you hide it? How many dates you're going on from them while rotationally dating? So if you have
Oh,
older
okay.
kids, should you hide it from them? And how many dates should you go on while rotationally dating?
Okay, really good question. So I have talked about this before in a lot of live streams, and I go really deep in this in the Feminine Energy Academy when you're dating with kids. And one thing that worked so well for me, and I encourage other women to do, is get your kids involved in the dating process
Mm,
instead of hiding it for them. Now, if you're just starting to talk to some people, you don't need to tell your kids that, especially like it really depends where your kids are at emotionally.
mm,
Okay. If they really want to know all the details, if you feel comfortable with doing that, okay. My kids were like, they weren't really little, but they were preteen age, right? So what I did is I got them involved, meaning like, okay, this is the type of husband mom is calling in and the type of bonus dad we're calling in for you. what's important for you. And when you have their buy-in, they're going to be less likely to fight the process when the right guy does come in. So get them involved in it, but don't overshare stuff, right? Like you're basically teaching your kids how to date, right? This is like what I did is I'm like, I want to show my kids how to properly date for marriage. Like dating is not hooking up with people, you're not sleeping with them or anything like that. You are dating for the purpose of marriage. And we write out our list. This is what we're calling in to our family. We're releasing it to God. And then mom is going to have to start going on actual dates, right? And then you can communicate that with them. Now, if the one guy that you're super serious about comes into the picture, then you can introduce him to your kids, right? And then you can get your kids' opinions on that as well. But really having them part of the process, and even more importantly, ladies, is helping them regulate their nervous systems is so important. And I wasn't able to do that until I learned how to regulate my own nervous system, right? Because my kids were triggered. They had been through so much. So I had to be able to help them through, like, navigate those emotions. But if you don't know how to navigate your emotions, don't expect your kids, I don't care if they're little or teenagers, don't expect them to be able to navigate their emotions because they haven't been taught, right? So that's super important. Now you're asking about how many dates before what?
So if we have older kids, should you hide how many dates you're going on? Should you hide
How
from
many?
them how many dates you're
Oh,
going
okay,
on
okay.
while
Yeah.
rotationally dating?
Yeah. So basically that's my answer to that is get them involved. You don't have to tell them everything. But the most important thing is you really are aware as a parent where your kids are at emotionally and in their nervous system. You don't want your kids to be feeling anxious and stressed. Okay. So, and having those conversations are really, really important because my kids, for example, before he came to the picture, we did our list. We were really prayerful about who we were calling in. But when I was like, okay, guys, I want you to meet somebody for the first time, they're like, what do you mean? We thought that you were going to stay single until we went to college. That's what they literally thought. They wanted me to stay single until my kids went to college. Okay. And they were little. And I was like, really? And then, but you have to help them go through those emotions of whatever it is that they're feeling. Like if they lost their dad or if the dad is there or not there, whatever emotions are going through, you got to help them work through that because it's healing for them as well.
Yes. And this is Bird. Bird says, I love how you talk about not getting intimate because that really helps you to not be attached.
Yep.
When would you say it's okay to kiss if you are feeling a connection and the moment is right?
Okay, that's a great question. So the reason why we encourage you ladies, if you really want to be really good at staying detached, even from a guy you really like, even the guys you really like, you want to stay detached. Because as soon as you get really attached, you're going to start obsessing, overthinking, and all your energy is going to be coming towards him. And that is a turnoff for the masculine. So this is why we talk about this. Now, if you become intimate with that guy, you hormonally are going to release things like oxytocin and dopamine, and that hormonally bonds you to the man. Okay, so this is why we tell our women don't get intimate with the guy, okay, before marriage. Now, kissing, that's going to be up to you, whatever your personal boundaries are. Okay, like I personally would not recommend you kissing a bunch of different guys because that's just gross and you don't know where their mouths have been, right? So it's really your call. Personally, I would say don't kiss anybody until you know this is a person you're about to marry. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and you really want to make sure you're careful with that in a sense of sometimes it's hard for men to just stop there. So
Yeah.
once you open that door, now they're going to keep pushing,
Yeah, he did.
trying to go a little further each time. And now you've violated some boundaries you have
Yeah.
because now you're connected to him, he's connected, he wants to do more, and you want to make sure that he feels good about the relationship. So make sure those boundaries are in place. And again, there's no time frame that we could tell you because each situation is different, but you have to understand the situation, what you're looking to get out of it, and you have to be patient during that process because once those commitments are made, then it's free game. But when you're violating boundaries, then you find yourself, like you said, two, three, four, five different guys you're kissing on, and you like all of them.
Yeah.
So just be careful with that. and with moving forward in that area of intimacy with men.
And really, your feminine power, ladies, your feminine intelligence is you know how to make him want more. You want to keep him in this place where he feels so good in your presence, but he's still going to continue to do what he needs to do to seal the deal. And even in marriage, right? Continue on in marriage because it's not just about getting married or getting the ring, but it's also continuing on. So that is something that, of course, we go really deep in the Feminine Energy Academy. I literally have a section called Potent Dating Secrets. Okay. And so that is really has to do with your energy, your ability to flirt with him, but also ability to have those boundaries for yourself. The other thing that's going to really help you, ladies, is just that self-awareness of what you personally are able to do or not able to do to hold your boundaries. So for example, for a lot of women, it's like you probably shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah.
Right, with him, because those are going to probably drop the boundaries. Right, for another thing too is like not having overnights, not having late nights with him. Maybe everybody is different, right? So I can't say one model fits all, but you need to know where you're at and what boundaries you need to have in place to keep you in alignment with your husband.
Yes.
With your husband.
And here and now says coming out of a long relationship, and I'm not hip to today's dating scene.
Yeah, I hear you, girl.
The host just said that you will know when he's serious about you. What does that look like before the ring and marriage? And I'll just
So
go over
good.
that
Yeah,
real
go, baby.
quickly. You'll know he's serious about you because he'll start planning his life around you. He'll start including you in things. He'll let you know. He'll start being more generous with his resources. And it's not just spending money, but it's his time. It's him just making sure you understand. He'll look to put a title on what you're doing. Things will, and it's so easy because you not only see it, but you can feel when someone's coming after you. You can feel their energy. So you just want to be aware if he's coming at you in all those different areas, he's letting you know that he wants to take things to another level outside of just talking on the phone. And each level, you see more of a commitment from him. So he starts to commit his day to you. And in a sense of before he's doing something, he's checking in with you. He's seeing what's going on with you, making sure you're okay, making sure your kids are okay. So those little small things that are adding up, he's letting you know. And it doesn't change, even though it's a different time in dating. As far as when a man is pursuing you, he's doing a lot of the same things that men have done for decades and centuries. He's using his resources. He wants to be around you. He's changing his plans, and he's letting you know that you're the one for him. So just watch out for those things.
Also, watch out for the type of men you're attracted to, ladies. So I've seen this so much with women that I've coached over the years. And if you haven't done your inner healing, the guys that show up consistently for you, where they're doing everything right, they're following through on what they say they're going to do, they're planning dates, they're pursuing you, they're calling you every day, like those types of guys will feel boring to you, or you will say, I don't feel attracted to him. I want you to catch yourself when you haven't done your inner healing and these are the types of guys that are coming towards you consistently. These are signs of healthy men that are serious about you, but you find them boring or you find yourself you're not attracted to them. And that is you, babe, still playing in your old attachment patterns where you're used to the trauma bonds, you're used to the hot and cold guys, you're used to the bad boys because that's all you've known. I want you to pay attention to that. Versus you seem to be attracted to the guys that are hot and cold. He's not showing up consistently. He's leaving you feel confused. Those types of guys. Okay. So just pay attention to that, babe. And if you find yourself being attracted to the wrong guys that are hot and cold, you just find yourself getting attached really quickly to those guys where things are hot and heavy at the beginning and then he pulls away and he's inconsistent. Instead of getting mad at the guy, I want you to jump into the Feminine Energy Academy and go through my healing attachment styles patterns or healing attachment style patterns. Yes, that's right. I said that right. Heal that. Okay. Because otherwise, you're going to keep playing in the same patterns. It's going to just be a different guy, a new face, but it's going to be the same pattern until you heal that. That's a love block. And it's going to prevent you from really attracting your husband that wants to show up consistently for you, but so you can feel actually attracted to that type of guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here and now said, this is good stuff. Is anyone else taking notes?
Yes, yes. You think this is good?
I
Oh
know.
my gosh. Saturdays are our private master classes. I go so deep with the ladies, and will we alternate? We go so deep with the ladies on this stuff, but we go on just on a way deeper level. So, and
Yes.
of course, you can catch all the replays in the Feminine Energy Academy as well.
Yes. And Liz Dale says, when is a good time for kids to meet a guy? And this is a guy that you're getting serious with, and
Yeah.
it's really understanding what getting serious with is, and making sure those definitions are clear.
Yeah.
That not only is it just getting serious, but what does that look like? Has he asked you, first off, even before we answer the question,
Yeah.
has he asked you to be exclusive with him? And is he moving towards the direction of marriage? Or is it just, okay, he wants to be serious with you, but he may not want marriage? But if it's someone who wants marriage and you're moving forward together, the best time to let him know, first off, you want to let him know very early. Like in our situation, we met online and she already had it within her profile that she had kids, first off. Then I met the kids softly. It was a soft meet, more so where I met them online and on video, and
Yeah.
just kind of introduced me, and I was helping them train and things like that. So it was a soft introduction. So it's not a certain time frame with any of this. It's about where you're at and where he's at. But I like the way you explain it. So if you can go
Yeah.
deeper and let her know kind of your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think you shouldn't introduce a man to your kids until you know for sure you're dating for marriage. Like you have a timeline.
Mm.
So not even like this exclusivity. I don't believe in exclusivity. I believe that I believe in timelines, meaning that he's given you a timeline. If you want to be exclusive once he's given you a timeline, that's your choice. But if he's like, okay, we are going to get engaged and married in the next 3 months or the next 6 months, whatever, but you guys are serious about that and he's shown you signs that he's serious about that. Don't just go based on what he says, ladies. Go based on what he's doing.
Yes.
Like, just for an example, he moved countries.
Mhm.
Okay. He moved countries. That was like a huge move, right?
Yes.
So he's actually showing you signs that he's serious. Now is a great time to introduce him to the kids. Now, how you introduce him to the kids is really important. You want to incorporate a lot of fun and food. Fun and food. And the reason why this is so important for kids is it helps their nervous system feel safe, right? We want to signal safety to our kids' nervous system, even teenagers, whether they're teenagers or they're little, they need to feel safe. Otherwise, they're going to have anxiety, they're going to fight you, you're going to have tantrums. Trust me. I had to go through all of this. This is why I'm telling you this, right? And so, things that will help them is you guys are meeting in an open environment where the kids can move around. I learned this from a child psychologist, some of these strategies that I implemented, and now I teach my ladies, where you want to be able to move around. The kids need to be able to move around. So parks, play areas, if you have little kids, amusement parks, stuff like that. And what that does is it helps them to run off, go re-regulate, because movement re-regulates the nervous system. That's why exercise is so healing and calming to our nervous system. Kids need to be able to move around. So if you're all just like sitting there and they can't move around, if they're feeling like kind of jittery, shaky, because it's a lot of emotion for them, it's going to be really hard and stressful on them. So instead, if you guys like maybe get food and then go to the park together, or go eat at a park, go do stuff where they can move around, it's going to help them just be more open to the person that you're dating for marriage. And it's going to help them just re-regulate their nervous system and their emotions in the process. Yeah.
And we have a question says, I know dating younger guys is a no.
You've been following us for a while.
However,
However,
I met someone who only has older married friends and wants that lifestyle.
okay.
Super consistent, and he claims celibacy as well.
Okay.
Should I entertain that?
Okay, so in that situation, you got to always, like, I'm assuming you already have clarity with who the type of husband you're calling in, because that's the most important thing. You have clarity. I'm also going to assume that you've done your inner work in your inner healing, meaning you know how to be in your feminine energy, meaning that you are not in that abandoning self over giving,
Mm.
taking care of everybody, nice girl energy, right? Because that's the energy that attracts younger men. If you are like you truly are, yes, I'm in my feminine. I know how to allow a man to take care of me. He's in his provider mode.
Mm.
I can relax. I'm not trying to over control. I'm not trying to obsess. And he matches your love
Yeah.
list to a T, like, belief systems, and he's showing up consistently. Then, I mean, if you want to date him, go for it, for sure. But I just don't want you to get attached to him too quickly because, and once again, I'm not saying in every scenario it's like that at all. We personally have friends that have married a younger guy,
Yeah.
and but he's very mature in his provider masculine energy. They have the consciousness, the awareness about masculine feminine energy dynamics. She doesn't mother him. She's a stay-home mom now. She was a business owner, now she's a stay-home mom, chilling, living her best life.
Yeah.
And he's younger than her.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have seen that before, but typically the women that we coach don't have that awareness,
Mm.
and they're varying their masculine energy, and they tend to take care of people around them, and that's why they attract younger men.
Mm.
Okay, so there's a difference there.
Such a good point. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yes.
So Miss 6517 said, so did he try to message or hit you up in that 6 months? And what they're asking about is the time where you detached and
Yeah.
went silent.
Yeah.
And did I try to reach out? So during
Yeah.
that 6-8 months, I don't believe I reached out to you.
Yeah, you did.
Maybe I used the business side to reach out to you.
Yeah.
So I think I reached out to her one time doing that. And it was for business, quote unquote. So it wasn't a lot of back and forth, but at some point I did reach out one time for business, but outside of that, I don't think I did. Did I?
Okay, so because us women, we remember everything.
Exactly. I
So
don't.
so he did reach out, yeah, because he had a business question,
Yes.
and that was the one scenario. And then the other time he actually did reach out was around New Year's,
Oh, okay.
and
Happy New Year.
yeah.
Watch it, ladies. Watch
Yeah.
the Happy New Year text
Yeah.
or calls.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember if it was on it was on New Year's or a couple days after New Year's. It was
Mm.
around that, because the reason why I remember this specifically is that was the New Year's where I was like, I'm not spending New Year's with anybody except for my family. I was with my kids. We were in Palm Springs with my mom. I was with my journal, my tea, and I'm like, I'm calling my husband this year. Literally, that's how I started the year. I was like, I'm calling in my husband this year. Blank state, blank canvas.
Yeah.
And I remember him texting. And I can't remember if it was on New Year's or a couple days after, but
Me neither.
he did text me around that time just to like say hi and Happy New Year's. And then I knew his birthday was around that time, and I didn't text him for his birthday. And then so I think I got your birth date wrong. I was like, oh, was it your birthday? And you're like, oh, my birthday is like tomorrow or the next, or I just had my birthday, something like that. It was like a quick little back and forth, but I was so detached. Like I was not interested at all. I was so focused at that time, working on my inner healing, really my relationship with God. I was really, really locked in. So I honestly did not pay any attention to it. And I will say though, that men love to watch you on social media. And I did notice that. So even though he likes to pretend like he wasn't, he was watching.
No, I just don't remember. I'm sure I did everything she said.
Here's the thing, ladies, I want you to catch is because how women are, you see him watch you on your stories, or he sends you a Happy New Year's text. Now you think he's in love with you. And that's not true. He still wasn't ready. And I wasn't even thinking about it. I was so focused on me. I wasn't like so mad at him, like blocking him. He still was able to text me, but I wasn't overthinking it. I wasn't obsessing about it. I wasn't reading into it like, oh, this means he likes me now, because he has a business question for me. No, it was just like, no, I'm still going to do my own thing. I'm still going to do all the things that I teach you ladies. And then when the right person comes into play, because I didn't think it was going to be him, when the right person steps up, then, he'll have my attention.
Such a good question.
Yeah.
And Vin now says, why do I feel bad whenever I detach and go no contact as I'm doing something wrong?
Oh, I love this question. What's her name?
It is
Benny.
Vinny.
Benny, I love that question. This is so important for everyone that's watching right now. Pay attention if you feel bad when you implement a boundary or when you pull away and say no. What the root of that is, that anxious attachment style pattern that's playing out. And what that is you learned at a very young age to abandon yourself, your own needs, to make other people happy, to people please. That's the root of people pleasing. And so what happens is when you don't heal from that, it carries into adulthood where you feel bad if other people are mad. You feel bad if other people are hurting. If you feel bad, and I'm not saying, and it's not your fault, right? You feel bad if there's tension happening, they're triggered. And so typically people have been playing in those patterns where they're like, okay, I'm just going to make it better. I'm just going to abandon myself. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And then, to make the other person happy. And the reason why that's not healthy in a relationship is because you will keep abandoning yourself trying to make the guy happy or trying to make your kids happy or clients happy or your boss happy, where you just keep abandoning yourself because you feel so unsafe in your nervous system when other people are not happy with you. Okay, that's the root of it. So that's the area you want to heal. Of course, I have that healing attachment style patterns program in the Feminine Energy Academy. And I teach you how that's showing up with your body and your weight and like your hormones, and how it's showing up in relationships and dating and marriage, and how that's showing up even in your money and with your business. So once you heal that and you get to the place where you're secured and your nervous system is nice and regulated, it might not feel comfortable, pulling away. It didn't feel great telling him, like, I can't talk to you anymore. That doesn't feel great. But when you're secure within yourself, you're not going to be like losing sleep over it, over obsessing, overthinking about those things. You're going to be in that really healthy place where you're like, okay, you know what? I'm good. I trust God. I'm going to surrender this to God. I'm going to let it go, let God, and I get to still have fun and enjoyment in my life and peace in my life.
So we'll answer a couple more questions.
Really good questions, you guys.
Yeah, definitely good questions. So this is a follow-up to our first Detach video.
Okay.
So they said, just for clarity, no sex till marriage or sex till you commit. And well,
you go, Ben.
I'll jump in on this one. And first off, we're not telling you what to do in your relationships or when you're in any type of dating for marriage relationships, but our suggestion, and we understand dealing with over 1,000 women within our communities, that you get better results when you don't cross those sexual lines until marriage. Now, we know a lot of times things are moving well. You've already decided that you want to be together and both of you are on the same page with it. But until it's official, it's not official. So you want to make sure in that area that you have boundaries in that area, because no matter what, once those boundaries are crossed before marriage, things change. And maybe you can even speak about on just how the body responds to that and our mind responds. But once you cross those lines, something goes on within a man's mind where things don't seem as interesting anymore. Well, he has a coming to God moment where it's like, what am I doing in this situation? And then it also opens up the door, if you're not married specifically, because you haven't made any covenant. Now, potentially, he may want to explore in with other women as well, because that door has been open. But when you hold those boundaries, he continues to pursue you through marriage, and it also allows you to make decisions with a clear mind. So, if you want to add to it, that'd be great. But our suggestion is waiting until marriage, not commitment, because commitment could be anything. Men will commit to you if they know that once I commit to you, now we'll have sex. So you'll say, are we together? Of course we're together. Right? Men will say whatever they need to say. But when you actually wait until marriage, then now you've made a commitment before God and before man. So that's a different approach.
Oh my gosh, this is so good.
Yes.
Yeah. Commitment is so different than dating for marriage, because exactly what Coach B is saying, men will commit to you for 10 years and now you're boyfriend, girlfriend, and you've wasted your time. So I'm just so focused on you dating for the purpose of marriage with a timeline
Yeah.
so you don't waste your time. Now, what happens hormonally when you guys hook up with each other and you're sleeping together now? His testosterone is going to drop. He's not going to feel as inclined to chase you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to know about how men are wired. Is he's not that's not going to activate his chase mode. You want to activate his chase mode, don't sleep with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the other thing for women is as soon as you sleep with him, now you are hormonally bonded to him. You've released that oxytocin, that dopamine, and that affects your thinking and your decision
Mm-hmm.
making as a woman. And when you affect your decision making as a woman, that's when you start overlooking the red flags.
Mm.
You start overlooking things that are your non-negotiables, right? And because now you're feeling so in love with him, you're feeling so attached to him, you can't stop thinking about him and obsessing about him,
Yes.
right? So it doesn't benefit you guys. I know you want to have SAG, especially if you're older and you've like maybe divorced or something, you want to have that. I understand that. So the best thing you can do is just be super intentional dating for marriage. Yeah,
So
in our opinion, our
yeah,
experience,
yeah.
and with a lot of women that we've coached that are now engaged, is they also waited.
So last question is it grounds to detach if a guy suggests that we take things slowly as friends and see if this is what we want? To me,
Mm,
it's just signaling that
mm-hmm.
he's unsure
Yep.
about me and I don't have the time to wait. So
Yep.
definitely, I feel you have the right perspective with it. But one thing I disagree with, I don't think he's unsure. I think he's sure
Hmm.
about it. But he wants to continue
Yeah.
whatever is bringing joy to his life with you, being around you, if it's having sex, if it's just someone that he can come and talk to, if you cook a good meal, whatever it is, he wants to keep that. He doesn't want
Hmm.
that to leave, but he doesn't want you to feel like you're together. So he wants to be able to do
Yeah.
whatever he wants to do without you saying something. And putting it that way is a soft way of saying, I'm not interested in being in a relationship with you,
Yeah.
but I want to continue this. If it's a situationship, if it's just something that's convenient for him. And men aren't going to leave you on the market. Men that are interested in you
Yeah.
don't want to leave you on the market for someone else to come get you. So
Yeah.
most relationships, men and women, for one, I don't agree that men and women are just friends. I don't think that's
Yeah.
something that is a smart thing to even consider, because when men spend time with you, especially the opposite sex, we don't have a lot in common as far as how we talk to each other. You know, women love talking, men just love just being in a peaceful place. And if it's nothing romantic there, most men don't just want to be around a woman because she's cool. No, if you're cool, he wants something at some point, and you want to be careful with that. But I think you have the right perspective with it, where him telling you he wants to take things slowly, what that turns into, and I think you mentioned it earlier, is a year, 2 years, 4 years, 10 years of just trying to figure out if I like you. A man doesn't need time to figure out if he likes you, because we're moved by what we see initially. So he knows if he likes you. Now we want to get to know if this is the person I can be with. Do we have things that line up with our lifestyle? Is this a person I can see being the mother of my child? But him trying to figure out if he likes you is something that men know right away. And if he's willing to leave you on the market, then
Mm-hmm.
just rotationally date. Don't
Mm-hmm.
wait for him, because he'll never have an answer for you.
So good, babe. So
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I echo what he's saying. Ladies, also pay attention if men are telling you these types of things, like, oh, I just see you as a friend, then you're not really activating that polarity with the masculine,
Yeah.
which tells me you're more likely in your masculine energy and
Mm.
maybe you don't realize it. Now, I'm not talking about a one off, like this just happened. This is the only time this has ever happened where a guy's like, I just see you as a friend. But if you're noticing a pattern where guys tend to friend zone you, meaning like they're like, I just see you as a friend, then I really encourage you to learn how to be more in your feminine energy, really understand that polarity. Of course, we talk about this in the Feminine Energy Academy. I actually have masterclass trainings on this, how to not be friend zoned with the guy, right? And it's because you need to activate that polarity so he can actually feel you as the feminine, he can be in his masculine. If
Mm.
you're in that bro energy, that friend energy with a guy, that's when he's not attracted to you, right? He's just not you, and you might be gorgeous, you might be a great person, but he can't really describe it. He just sees you as a friend.
Mm.
Right. And so we want to stay out of that energy when we're dating. That's really
Mm-hmm.
important. And somebody also had mentioned, this is the last thing we can end with, because we're talking about SAG before marriage. And they mentioned that, it can also cause soul ties,
Yeah.
which is so important. Yes. When you're sleeping around with different people, you end up having soul ties. So not only are you're hormonally bonded to them and to potentially the wrong person, but you're energetically entangled with them. And, you have that soul tie as well, which could cause a lot of other issues for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
All
definitely
right.
so many good questions. I know there's a few other questions we weren't able to get to, but definitely jump into the Feminine Energy Academy right now. We have a 7-day, free 7-day trial. Ask any questions. Also, comment under the video, and we'll try to get to each and every question that you ladies have.
So if you have specific coaching questions, once you jump into the Feminine Energy Academy, you're going to get a private message from me asking me, I'm asking you, what's going on, tell me what you want to work on. Then you can tell me exactly what you're going through, what you want to work on, and then I can help you with the right, because we have so many programs in there. We have like thousands of dollars worth of programs and trainings in there for you, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
But once you come in, I need to know exactly what you're going through so I can show you where to get started. Okay. And like Coach B said, you have 7 days to binge watch, learn, heal, grow, and see if it's a good fit for you.
Yes.
Okay. We love you, ladies.